president has signaled he's willing to lower that. Does that income limit need to stay at $75,000, or would you be okay with it a bit lower?
It absolutely has to. Dana, if you raise those income thresholds, you're going to cut out 40 million Americans who got a relief check under Donald Trump who won't get a relief check under Joe Biden. That doesn't make any political sense to me, but from a policy standpoint, if you really wanted to target these checks, you would have recent income numbers. The fact is, most people are going to be going according to 2019 incomes, and we know tens of millions of Americans lost their jobs in 2020.
I'll be giving away a total of $500 in free Amazon gift cards. And 5 of my subscribers will get a free $100 Amazon gift card. Now to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. Now folks, tell me in the comments down below, should the Democrats just settle for a $1,400 stimulus payment?
So these income thresholds need to stay the same. Progressives fought for that in the House, and they are the same in the House. And so I'm really pleased with that. And I believe that's going to be the case in the Senate as well, because we just have people who are suffering. Food banks, minimum wage workers are Black, 25% are Latinx. It is absolutely essential that we do it, and I believe the Senate will do it.
You said that he was consistent, but he's also said he doesn't actually think it's going to end up in this bill.
Well, let's see. I think he's speaking as he's thinking about whether or not it's going to make it through according to the parliamentarians' rule. But I've been speaking with Senator Sanders pretty regularly, with Speaker Pelosi, with the White House. And if Republicans could give a $2 trillion tax break to the wealthiest people and stop Arctic drilling, or continue drilling in the Arctic, then I think that Democrats can make sure that 30 million Americans get a raise.
How's everybody doing today? Now this is your third stimulus check update. Now the IRS has a message for people still waiting on federal stimulus payments, and that is that the money is already out the door. The tax agency said this week that it has sent more than 160 million checks, $1,200 for adults and $500 for children, directed by the CARES Act, which represented the first round of stimulus payments sent to most US households. Altogether, the IRS has dispersed more than $410 billion in the economic impact payments. Now here's how to claim your stimulus money. The first step is to figure out how much money in missing stimulus payments you'll need to claim on your 2020 tax returns. The IRS, which began accepting tax returns on February 12th, calls the checks recovery rebate credits on its tax forms. And with Congress now working on a third relief package, millions of households could receive a third stimulus check within the next several weeks, which happens to fall in the middle of tax filing season.
We put out a framework, and I'm grateful that the legislature embraced the framework of around $6.5, almost $6.6 billion of early action to support safely reopening schools, and that was very encouraging to see. But when you read through the details of the proposal, it actually does not allow any cohorts to open for some time, where I believe very strongly what they're doing, not only here, but in places like Long Beach, are the better and preferred approach. There's momentum on reopening schools, and I want to continue to see that momentum. That's why we're setting aside 10% of new first dose allocations for our teachers, for our paraprofessionals, for our cafeteria workers, for the support staff to do precisely that. That is a significant set aside. We're operationally standardizing that in every part of the state through the third-party agreement, and we think that will substantially address concerns. Number two, we've provided 3 months already of free PPE.
Now if the stimulus bill passes by March 14th, the IRS would start sending out payments the following week. And when you get your stimulus money could depend on how you get it. That was largely true with the first 2 checks, and would likely play out similarly this time around. Direct deposit recipients typically get their stimulus checks faster, as evidenced by the first 2 rounds of payments. But both times, there have been issues involving deposits going to temporary accounts that were rejected by banks. The IRS told CNET.com in January that some people who received a physical check or EAP card the first time may get paid by the other method the second time around. And the other payment groups include Social Security beneficiaries who receive payments a different way the first time, if they are part of the SSI or SSDI programs, and people with more complex scenarios that could lead to potential issues or holdups receiving their money.
Well, even if the parliamentarian says yes, it seems like it's possible you might not have the votes. You've said that, quote, we can't let one or two Democrats prevent the $15 minimum wage from being in the relief bill. There are currently two Democratic senators who are not on board with it, Joe Manchin of West Virginia and Kyrsten Sinema of Arizona. What's your message to them?
My message is 30 million Americans deserve a raise. We have not raised the minimum wage in 12 years. And, you know, the place that people are in today where they can't put food on their table, essential workers, many Black, brown, and indigenous are, you know, going to work every day and trying to exist on $15,000 a year. You just can't feed a family, much less put anything away for any emergency.
Now, the stimulus package is likely to land on Biden's desk as soon as possible. Democrats control both houses of Congress and the Senate. Now, a stimulus bill would lengthen the duration of the PUA program to up to 74 weeks to nearly a year and a half from 50 weeks, and the PUEC program to 48 weeks from 24 weeks. The bill also includes a new round of $1,400 stimulus checks, combined with the $600 stimulus payments already approved in December.
I want you to know that once we beat COVID, we're going to do everything we can to end cancer as we know it. I've asked Dr. Eric Lander, a renowned Harvard MIT scientist, to co-lead the Presidential Council of Advisors in Science and Technology and the Office of Science and Technology Policy. These are White House offices that bring together the country's top scientists and address our most pressing needs. They'll be part of the administration's work to develop a DARPA-like advanced research effort on cancer and other diseases, just like there is DARPA in the Defense Department that develops the breakthroughs to protect our country. This administration is going to be guided by science to save lives and to make lives better. That's why I wanted to come here, Albert, to thank you, to thank all the workers here in Kalamazoo. I'm here to thank my good friend, Governor Whitmer, and she has become a good and close friend. The governor's been on the front lines of this pandemic as well for a long time, and I think she's doing an incredible job in very difficult circumstances. And Michigan is also fortunate to have my buddy Gary Peters as United States Senator and Debbie Stabenow. Gary is here. Gary has been a workhorse in making sure that we move through this funding to get things done.
They are likely to use a legislative mechanism for budgetary matters that will allow them to sidestep a Republican filibuster. That is all the news in today's video, folks. If you guys found this video useful and helpful, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the bell.